On May 25, 1979, American Airlines Flight 191 prepared to depart Chicago O'Hare International Airport for Los Angeles. It was a clear Friday afternoon before Memorial Day weekend. The airport was crowded with travelers, but weather conditions were nearly perfect for flying. Just after 3 p.m., the massive McDonnell Douglas DC-10 began its takeoff roll. 31 seconds after leaving the runway, it would be in flames, crashing into an open field and killing everyone on board. With 273 fatalities, it remains the deadliest aviation disaster in U.S. history. This is the full story of how it happened. American Airlines Flight 191 was scheduled to fly from Chicago to Los Angeles. On board were 258 passengers and 13 crew members. The aircraft was a DC-10, one of the newest wide-body jets of its time, designed to compete with the Boeing 747. The DC-10 had 3 powerful engines, one under each wing and one mounted at the tail. At 3:02 p.m., the jet lined up on runway 32R. Inside the cockpit, Captain Walter Lux, First Officer James Dillard, and Flight Engineer Alfred Udovich prepared for takeoff. The plane accelerated smoothly down the runway, rotated, and lifted into the air. For a moment, it looked like a routine departure. But only seconds after liftoff, disaster struck. The left engine, known as Engine Number 1, suddenly tore away from the wing. Witnesses on the ground saw the engine bounce across the runway before breaking apart in a shower of debris. When the engine detached, it ripped out crucial hydraulic and electrical lines and damaged the left wing's leading edge. Inside the cockpit, the crew saw warning lights, but they didn't realize the entire engine was gone. To them, it appeared to be a standard engine failure. The situation was far more serious. Without hydraulic pressure, the left wing's ailerons, small panels on the leading edge that help generate lift, retracted back into the wing. This caused the left wing to stall, while the right wing continued to produce normal lift. The imbalance was catastrophic. As the jet climbed through 300 feet, it began banking sharply to the left. Within seconds, the roll angle passed 100 degrees. The plane was nearly upside down. At 3:06 p.m., just 2 minutes after takeoff, Flight 191 slammed into hangar, nearly decimating a trailer park. The impact and fireball killed all 271 people on board, along with 2 workers who were in the hangar. The National Transportation Safety Board immediately began investigating. What they discovered shocked the aviation industry. The engine didn't fall off due to a design flaw in the DC-10. Instead, it was traced back to a maintenance shortcut. American Airlines mechanics had been removing the DC-10's engines together with their pylons, the structures that attach engines to the wings, to save time and money. The manufacturer, McDonnell Douglas, had instructed airlines to remove the engine first and then the pylons separately. But American, along with some other airlines, found that using a forklift to remove both at once could save hours of labor. The problem was precision. Even the slightest misalignment of the forklift could put enormous stress on the pylon fittings. Over time, this caused cracks in the metal. On Flight 191, those cracks finally gave way. During the takeoff roll, the weakened pylon failed completely, and the engine broke off. Investigators also learned that when the engine detached, it severed wiring that would have alerted the pilots to the retracted wing slats. The crew believed they were climbing normally with 2 good wings, when in reality, one wing had already lost lift. The consequences reshaped the industry. The DC-10 fleet was grounded and inspected. Airlines abandoned the risky removal method. Manufacturers reinforced systems so a single failure wouldn't silently cascade. Checklists, training, and oversight tightened. Flight 191 became a case study. Standardize maintenance, respect design limits, eliminate single points of failure. Beyond regulations and redesigns are the lives that ended and the families who carry their stories forward. In Des Plaines, near O'Hare, a memorial garden lists every name. It reminds us that every rule written in an operations manual, every torque value and inspection step is ultimately about people, passengers, crews, and the communities beneath the flight path.